Okay, so here we go. Welcome to the Great White North. It's snowing here in New England, Agawam, Massachusetts. We're not supposed to get a lot, 1 to 3, I think, inches on this one. And as you can see, it's covering freshly melted stuff already, so it's going away. Anyways, hi. I'm Hubby with Just About Anything Garage. Appreciate you guys watching. And this is another exciting, as the garage door makes lots of noise and closed, episode of behind the scenes. Things that you need to consider when you're doing a YouTube video, or things that get in the way and all kinds of stuff. And today's type of stuff that we're going to talk about is tools. What do you got to get for tools? Well, that's kind of a personal decision and question that you can do. For me, I get tools when I need a tool, and I try to buy the best tool that I can get that I'm going to use. For example, you're never going to get me to get like super professional stuff because, you know, I don't need it. I'm not in a shop where I'm going to be using it a lot. But there are some tools out there that are professional that you can get when you look around. And what we're talking about here today is we picked up a nice brake lathe. This is one that was in Agawam, Mass for sale. Reportedly it works. I'm confirmed that about 90% of it does work. The other 10% I just need to go through and check out, for example, the cross feed. I need to look at the manual so it works. It's obviously got a keeper here that doesn't allow it to just lift up, because it doesn't. We've lubricated it. What do we need to do? Do we need to remove the catch when we're ready to use it, or what's the case? It does run. Got certain things like the oil is ugly, black. We want to go ahead and check that out and make that clean. But what we're going to do on this behind the scenes is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through this. What it really needs, the story behind it is it came out of a guy who runs a little company called Progressive Trucking here in Agawam, and he had a shop that he moved into where this was in it. Somebody had moved out. They had a little business in there that used to do some brake work and some other stuff for people. He left this. He said he wasn't going to take it because he wasn't doing it anymore. He could have it as part of the shop. And the guy who had it says it worked. He used it a little bit because he used to do the brakes on his trucking. But then he only used it a couple times and decided it was a lot easier for him to drop it off at the dealer and have the dealer do it on a service maintenance contract. So it kind of sat there for like 5 years. So, you know, it hasn't operated in 5 to 7 years. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to clean it up because it's dirty. We're going to do maintenance on it because it hasn't had maintenance. Find the things that are stuck and unstick them. Make sure that we got everything working. Replace, like, this is a plastic bellows over the top that decayed on the front and the back for the feed, for the drum feed when it does. It came with all the attachments, cutters and tools, and this is the drawbar for the drums that goes in and takes the place of this huge gigantic cross feed for the rotor. It's got dual cutters for the rotor, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean up the bench that came with it. We'll mount it down and we'll do the work on that. And yes, it's chilly out here because it's snowing, right? Anyways, that's where we're at, so stay tuned and we'll show you cleaning up, getting this thing working, a little behind the scenes and what we do. It's important for me because, you know, we've got this 69 vet that we got in the store. It's going to have everything turned. We got Laverne we're currently working on. We can turn its drums. We've got, see if you can see her out the window. If you've been watching my videos, right out there under cover is Ghost, sitting safe for the winter. We can turn her rotors because they're slightly glazed. They're starting to unpolish as I use it, but you know, we'll give them a hit. Anyways, we got lots of stuff we can do, and as you know, because I've been telling you, we have another business where my wife runs an in-home child care. It does very well. It generates a lot of cash for us. So I have a group of parents that I'll start to do work for them. I've had a couple express it if I could do some stuff for them, and I told them sure, because I've got all kinds of equipment over. So stay tuned, we'll run this and we'll let you know how it turns out. All right, so stay there, we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. And I'm gonna show you some stuff that we did here. We did a little bit more cleaning on it, and we're verified some more things. We got one thing we need to fix, we believe, with that. But first, what we're gonna do is we want to get this set up. So we're gonna clean this off, we're gonna paint these areas so that they don't rust. And it's like 34 inches wide by 27 inches deep. So we gotta position that somewhere. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the bandsaw and the sander out. We're gonna stick it in here, right? We'll stick it right in here. There's 34 inches right there, so it'll fit nice and comfortably. We push it up against here. 27 will be behind. 27 inches is right here. So, you know, to come out to about where the edge of this, where this is, so it doesn't protrude any further. And also we got a line right here. See this line that goes up and around the power line? That just feeds another outlet down. So we'll stick an extra outlet in here for private power for that. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move that out, put it in right now, which probably means I need to move this shit again. Or push it somewhere, or put it behind it and let it stick out just a little bit further. I don't know, we'll see. But I want to get it in place because it's heavier than hell. And I really need the hydraulic table to get it up here. So we can pump it up to this height and then push it over onto it. We're going to bolt it down, but we're going to clean it up and paint it first. But what we were able to do, my hydraulic table is pumped down a little bit. If you put weight on it, it'll do that. Let's pump it back up a bit. Get it up in the air. Easier to work on. As we verified that it turns, of course, you've seen that. So it's running now. And I'm going to get something to clean this off a little bit better with that. But we also have been found out that this is it engages the feed engager. So you do this. Okay, engage it like that. Tighten this down. And you can see the feed wheels turning. And it is indeed feeding. Pull this back, you can see the screws working. In here, let me turn the light on. Screws turning and pulling it in. And this is coming out and lengthening. And this is for when you do the drums, right? Because the drums sit it on here, and you got your edge turning like this. You mount your bar. So start from the back, it pushes that forward and pulls it back. So we do that. We've discovered that the cross feed works. You can engage the cross feed. You can see that the thing's turning. I got a squeak I gotta fix. But the problem is it's not advancing this. And when I look up and see what the problem is, they say probably there's a shear gear, so they may have jammed it. So I need to go in and see if the shear gear, or they said it could be even an easier thing in that it may have undone from the traveler nut. There's a traveler nut that it goes into, that this rod goes, when it's turning but it's not moving, which is what this is doing. It's not moving at all. So with this engage, it works on fast, and it also works on slow. We'll engage it slow with cross feed. But we're going to have to pull this apart and go in and see if we've either done the shear gear, if they jammed it once when they were doing that, and see what we can do with it, or I'll get the nut back on it. But I'm pretty sure there's nothing majorly wrong with it. This was stuck. We got that working, of course. We had to take it off and get it so we could do that. We're going to change the oil on it. We're going to make sure it's greased up. So disengage this. Loosen that up a bit. Like that. And we've got a AMMCO 4000, which is, you know, it's like $5 grand brand new, $6,000 brand new. So I paid $500 for it with all the attachments and stuff and the table. So I'll put a little bit of money into it if I have to. and we'll have a full rotor cut and drum cut machine to use with that. Okay, so that's what we are. I'll bring you in when we're completing that, and we'll move it over there, and then we'll bring this over on the table, plunk it onto there, bolt it down, and do all the repairs on it from over there so it's not in the way. But I think we're in pretty good shape with it. So this is, you know, all part of behind the scenes maintenance on tools, getting new tools, making a fix, making your decision on what you want for tools, which is a really big thing. Like I was telling you, I get the tools that I need. I get them to the level that I'm going to use them. I happen to get a commercial one here because it was a really great deal. So you can go do that. Keep your eyes open and look for that. But we'll bring you in with a little bit more, show you some more behind the scenes. Some other things we'll be doing in the shop is I got a bunch of compressor work. I got a new compressor we're going to put on that. The lighting, we added lighting on the ends because I got fluorescents that do not light up during the winter. We're going to do 2 more like these, one here and then one on the other side of the other lift. We're going to go ahead and intercept the light switches, the power to the fluorescents, and put plugs in so I can flip switches and they all come on, rather than right now they're on extension cords. If you look over there, you can see that. So that's where we currently are, and we'll be right back with some more stuff, so hang tight. All right, everything's working. I thought it moved the feed in, but it doesn't. You got to pull it all the way up and it moves the feed out, but the feed wasn't going earlier. What I had to do is take the box off of these screws. There's a nut right at the end, which is what the lead screw runs on. It's the stationary nut that pushes it in and out. But you can see it was crunched all the way up. It's most definitely moving very slowly, like it's supposed to. If I put a screwdriver here to mark it, like that, yeah, if it would stay there. Give it a reference, you'll see that it'll move away from that. It's increasing the gap. So everything's working. So what we're going to do next with it, behind the scenes here, is we're just going to, and you see that it goes right in, and roll it. Go ahead and clean it up and do the maintenance on it, which is the drain oil, put new oil in it. We'll clean it up. We may or may not paint it. We're going to go ahead and get it mounted over there once we got that painted and over there, and then learn how to use it, and we'll be ready to go. We'll probably order some new boot covers here so that we keep these sections clean. But that's where we're at. Everything is working. That's cool. All right, and I got a haircut too, so no, I'm not a hippie. All right, so we'll be right back, finishing it up. All right, there she is, all set up, all in her new home with her adapters out and on the board, and she's running. Turn her on. Everything's working, cross feed, everything. See the micro adjust, these will come out. I don't know if you can see it going out. Go back in, both of them. We got the bar, we got everything. Everything we got left to do is I'm going to change the oil like I said I was going to. We've already greased it. We've got bellows on order to cover these. And she's ready to be put to work. Alright? So it's January 24th. We got a cold one. It's the day before the big storm is supposed to hit us. We're supposed to get all our snow the 25th, which is Sunday. And apparently it's tracking more north because they've jacked it from 1 to 18 inches up to 36 inches plus. And I want you to see what 36 inches plus is on me. Take my tape measure here, put it next to me here. That's 36 inches, right up above my waist. That's a lot of snow. That's back when I was a kid type snow. Anyways, if your guys in harm's way with that, be safe, okay? We hope that you guys all be safe. If you're not, stay at home. Don't go anywhere. There's no need to go anywhere. All right, so we're gonna end this one here for this exciting behind the scenes. Again, tools are a personal decision, but I always get what I can get, and when I need it, I don't hold back on that because I like to get my stuff done. I advise that for you too, and make sure you do your maintenance on your stuff. That stuff didn't work because it it hadn't had any maintenance at all. A little bit of maintenance and a little bit of care, and it's working perfectly now, so we'll get a lot of years of use out of it. All right, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more stuff. We got stuff coming out. We're in the middle of a couple projects here. We'll be releasing another part on the boat. We'll be releasing Laverne, so stay tuned. We appreciate you guys. Stay safe, and again, thanks for watching.